Good evening. Thanks for following us today for this welcome to this pitching competition for young entrepreneurs. I'm David Cordobes. I'm managing the youth program at ITC, and I'm with Susanna Pack, communication and social media officer at ITC. So just a few introductory words before we get into the pitch competition. So this competition is jointly organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Hungary, Design Terminal, an incubator in the Budapest, Impact Hub Geneva with the Accelerate 2030 program. We'll have a short teaser just after. And of course the International Trade Center, and I would like to extend special thanks to Innovation Lab team, Annegret, Marco, Vivian. Thanks a million for contributing to this. So today we have 4 wonderful young entrepreneurs that have in common the fact that they are proposing innovative businesses to change the world. Nothing less than this. And so this afternoon the pitcher will be, by order from the left to the right, Michael Okensi, co-founder at AgroCenta from Ghana. Applause to Michael. Zsolt Balog, co-founder of Supply from Hungary. I've been trying all night long. Pascal Nyasha, CEO of Agric from Zimbabwe. And Daniel Lind, founder of Let Us Grow from Hungary. So in front of them, tough judges. On the left, Senor Alberto Constans, Vice President of Opportunity Network from Barcelona, an innovative platform that connects SMEs around the world to make trade and investment happen. Thank you. We have Anna Gunther. I really need to introduce you with the presentation you made this morning. CEO at Pledge Me from Auckland, New Zealand, Kiwi, and soon Aussie amazing crowdfunding platform. That was my pitch. Yeah, a big applause. And Adrame Ndion, COO of Ebano Finance, an innovative online platform that matches SMEs from sub-Saharan Africa with investors. Adrame, welcome. So the process, very simple. We have each pitcher doing the pitch during 3 minutes. It's been extensive negotiation all night long to get 30 seconds extra, so we might be tolerant on that one, but not a second more. 3 minutes, make it short and crisp, but I'm sure you will do that. And we'll have 5 minutes question and answer after each pitch from the jury members. And at the end, if time allows, we'll also have some questions from the Facebook live stream. Because, well, as you know, we are on Facebook live stream, and I would like to extend special hi to colleagues in Geneva, Banjul, Port-au-Prince, New York, and all around the world. Just after this session, the jury member will have the opportunity to debate on 5 criteria, being those criteria compelling value proposition, social impact, market potential, economic and financial model, and team strength. So the presentation will be around those topics. And tonight at the gala dinner, the winner will be announced and be rewarded with a prize of 5,000 euros. So 3 minutes, 5,000 euros, pretty good. But before we get into this competition, I have a short commercial from our partner, Impact Hub Geneva, Accelerate 2030. Yubka, you have 3 minutes, but you don't win anything unless a good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do I have some clicker or? Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure and honor to share this stage today with everyone that preceded and with those that are about to share their stories with us. I'm here to briefly present Accelerate 2030, which is a partner of this competition. So I will not waste any more of my time. Accelerate 2030 is a program co-initiated by Impact Hub and UNDP in 2016, of course, together with many more partners, including the International Trade Center, with a mission to support impact-driven entrepreneurs that are solving important issues and that are contributing towards the Sustainable Development Goals. And resonating with a lot of the speeches in the morning, why we're doing this, is because we believe that businesses and entrepreneurship should be the solution to problems rather than the creators of problems. And we believe that entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs will play a catalytic role in achieving the ambitious 2030 agenda. Also being based in Geneva, we believe that we can really leverage the whole international ecosystem, the UN ecosystem, and the vibrant finance community that we have around us, also the corporate world, all towards providing more networks, more resources, and more support in order to scale the solutions of impact-driven entrepreneurs. So how we do this is that we scout across developing and emerging economies. We started with 10 countries in 2016, and we grew to 17 countries in 2017, ranging from Mexico, Guatemala, all the way to Myanmar, Cambodia, Philippines, Malaysia. And together with the local impact hubs that are embedded in the local entrepreneurial ecosystems, UNDP country offices, other local partners, we select the top ventures from each country, and then in the next phase we also select the global finalists that are invited for a skilling week in Geneva that we just successfully finished, but also receive support over the next 9 months in terms of leadership and resilience, in terms of impact measurement, in terms of investment readiness and accessing their next rounds of finance, and also skilling their reach, meaning reaching more beneficiaries, more beneficiaries and clients of their services and products. So how we do this, or how we offer this support, is through multi-stakeholder approach. So we are not doing this alone. We are trying to engage as many partners on board that offer support to the entrepreneurs. And here we have consultancies, we have international development organizations, legal advisors, we have the investing community, and other entrepreneurial networks. So this year we have excellent entrepreneurs with many innovations solving problems in the area of education, in the area of inclusion of people with disabilities. We have people that you are about to hear their pitches of working on agricultural innovation. So it's really a wide span, and showing you our growing multi-stakeholder community, I would like to end this presentation on a note of inviting you all that believe that you can add value to these entrepreneurs, offer some services to them, or if you believe that your country should be on the list for the next editions, to join our movement, come talk to us, visit our website, www.accelerate2030.net, and join the movement, because ending in our motto, we believe that impact and change is a collaborative effort, and it doesn't happen in isolation. So thank you very much, and I wish you good luck to all the people pitching today. Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. I need that. All right, let's get started. Michael, the floor is yours. You have this. You have this. Thank you. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Right.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I bring you greetings from Ghana. In December 2015, my co-founder and myself paid a visit to 3 villages in northern Ghana. We spent a period of 2 weeks living among smallholder farmers, trying to just understand what their pain points were. And we learned from them that a considerable amount of their profits were lost to middlemen who purchased commodities from them at very cheap prices. And one problem also was the fact that because of logistical problems, there was a lot of food wastage. if the food is not able to leave farm to market in time, it goes waste. So we thought of doing something to impact the lives of smallholder farmers, as well as tap into a market that has been projected to be worth 700 billion by the year 2030. That's the agriculture market of sub-Saharan Africa, by providing a solution. So we built AgroCenter. AgroCenter basically is a platform that connects large volume buyers on one end to farmers on the other end so they can trade. Now, we have competitions like Trigger Foods and Barn to Door. They do just e-commerce for agri kind of thing, but then we go a step further by providing logistical services, on-demand logistical services that makes the farmer not worry about how do I transport these commodities from point A, point B. AgroCenter handles all of that. And with our partnership with the largest union in Ghana, transport union in Ghana, that is able to happen. And then also all payments we make to our farmers are done through mobile money technology, so that there will be sort of a transactional history of how much farmers have been able to get over a period of time, and they can use this as a bank statement of a sort, so they can get credit from microfinance organizations or banks. Now we make money by charging a 10 to 20% commission on trade volumes that we get from buyers. We don't charge our farmers anything. We are that generous. And we've been so far able to get 4 huge off-taker contracts that have allowed us to purchase commodities to the tune of $120,000 from 3,000 smallholder farmers, majority of who, I must say, are women. I'm sure She Trade will be glad to hear that. And in 2020, we are looking at expanding into the Nigerian market. We have a diverse team. Myself and my co-founder worked at Isoko for about 5 years, where our passion for smallholder farmers was kindled. And then we have our partners from Germany, from Green Tech Capital, who help us with fundraising, investor relations, and as well as a lot of business advice. We have AgroCenter agents who help our smallholder farmers to actually get their commodities online. If you happen to be in Ghana, you can pass by and walk with us into the bushes of our smallholder farmers where the real work happens. And if you're not able to come to Ghana, just follow us on social media. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael. On time. Congratulations. Pressure on the others. Right. Judges, questions, comments? Who's first?
That was a beautiful presentation. I loved the photography, and you did it very well. My question is really, what's your biggest challenge at the moment?
Our biggest challenge has actually been meeting the demands of our off-takers. Now, we got a huge contract to supply 1 million kilograms of sorghum. We went to the market to our farmers and realized we didn't have the supply. So that was a very big challenge. We had to go into cultivation this year, this farming season. We actually had to go into cultivation of sorghum, where we provided our farmers with inputs, and we helped them to clear their farms at a cost. They're going to pay back in terms of bags of commodities once the harvest is done. So that has been our largest challenge, meeting the demand of our off-takers here.
Hello. By the way, gentlemen, between you and me, I'm the bad cop of this trio.
We knew that.
So as you probably know, the team is essential to make a business successful.
Right.
So what is your team experience in the farming industry?
Right. So myself and my co-founder, we worked with Isoko. Isoko is also a company in agriculture. They worked extensively with farmers to provide them with market price information. So we were there for, I was actually the first staff member of Isoko. I built their initial platform. So we have extensive knowledge in working with farmers, knowing what works, what doesn't work. So that informed how we went about building AgroCenter. And then also we have on our team a lecturer in the Faculty of Agriculture at one of the prestigious universities in Ghana. So he gives us a lot of advice in terms of agri. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you. Very nice presentation.
Thank you very much.
Very synthetic and very precise.
He's a nice cop.
Yeah, I'm a nice cop. My question is, you have 10 to 20% commissions.
Yeah.
It looks a bit high. How did you set them?
Yes. So usually what happens is from the off-taker's point of view, they have a set price. Now, they have a set price, so we have to work backwards based on their price to know how much to charge our farmers when we are buying commodities from them. So, depending on the time of the year, the reason why we said it's 10 to 20%, depending on the time of the year, prices are either very high or either very low. In the bumper season, commodities are so cheap, we're able to make more. In the lean season, commodity prices are quite high, so we are able to make less. So that is how we determine the pricing range. Yeah.
Thank you. Michael, thanks a million.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A big applause to Michael, please.
Next up, we have Zsolt Bulag from Hungary, just hometown here. He's the co-founder of Supply from here, which is an online platform that connects farm producers directly with hotels and other retailers who sell the goods. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having us here. My name is Zsolt, and I'm representing Supply. Our team is an online platform which is linking SME food producers directly with SME food buyers, hotels, restaurants. Why are we doing this? Is because we realized in the past 4 years doing traditional food supply is that SMEs are limited when it comes to selling their goods in the European markets, and food suppliers like food buyers, hotel, restaurants have some difficulties to source products. This staggered European food supply chain, which has 1, 2, 3, or even sometimes 4 middlemen in the supply chain, causes the food to be too expensive or pretty much expensive for the chefs, which is producing the food for us or cooking the food for us being too expensive. The time is 2 to 12 weeks from production until the food is served to the people who are buying it, and the selection from the plethora of European food products is very limited by the 2 or 3 suppliers that one hotel or food supply chain is working with. Now, there comes Supply. We are automating the whole process for SMEs to sell their food domestically or internationally. That means the food will become cheaper for the chefs, for the hotels, and for the retail chains to buy. The time which we take to supply you with food is 2 to 12 days versus the weeks, and you have minimum 2 times as much products to choose from all over Europe or from your own domestic market versus the previous supply methods. What happens is the food becomes cheaper for the buyers, and it's easier for the sellers to find much more consumers where they can sell their food directly. The shelf life and how fresh the products will be is getting better because the food is not spending too much time in several warehouses through the whole process, and the distribution network can carry much more food products, local one or specialty food products, because we link them to the supply chain. The market is 780 billion euros in Europe. We are facing 2 million HoReCa buyers, hotels and restaurant owners, SMEs, and we are having 300,000 producers, which is giving 48% SMEs of this food production currently today in Europe. Now we are focusing on Hungary and Poland, being open for Germany as the next step, and we are linking SME buyers and producers between Budapest and Hungary at the same time as our test market currently. Here is the difference. If you would imagine the jury to be a craft beer producer and the audience being a chef who's buying these craft beers, then the jury is selling the craft beer for 100 euros, and by the time it gets to you, because of the distribution network, it becomes 150 or 200 euros. With Supply, we are applying a much lower margin than the traditional offline distributors because we don't have any physical warehouses and physical supply chain. And that means we are giving back to the food supply network approximately 5 to 80 euro that either the seller or the buyer can use to employ more people, to produce more fresh products, or to improve the capacity of his production. We are 8 people. We are coming from 4 countries. We started 1 year ago to build a platform. In the last 4 months, we are working full-time on this project. We launched the MVP system 1 month ago. We have currently 50 plus sellers and already 32 buyers who are using our system to use the platform. We have e-commerce and logistics and marketing and sales expertise.
Perfect timing, Zsolt.
Thank you.
Now over to our jury. Who would like to ask the first question?
Thank you very much. Again, very good presentation. don't know, maybe you all have did like a good business schools or whatever, but very nice. My question is about the team. You are very diverse, but how this diversity add value in your business? What is the value added of the diversity, and maybe the diversity in terms of nationality, but in terms of experience?
Two factors. One is that this is a local language business, and we need local language people in the countries where we are operating and in which we will be operating. And we already have those people in the team, because we are talking about SMEs. They need local language support, which the platform and we as current founders and team are providing. Second, we are coming from very different eras of universities and experience, from e-commerce to sales to marketing. So in-house we tend to have the expertise and the variety of the expertise that we believe that we need to run the business.
Anna. Awesome. So it sounds like you're disrupting a really traditional distribution model. And so one of your biggest pain points, I imagine, would be figuring out how to market what you're doing both to the suppliers and the buyers. Can you talk me through your marketing strategy?
Yes. Awareness building is a big challenge for us. Currently what we do, we are a small platform, chicken and egg problem. How will we have hundreds of thousands of people without having hundreds of thousands of products? Today what we do is we are offering a sourcing optimization service face-to-face, and we just started with online marketing. If you are a hotel, we go to you and we are asking you which are those specialty food products. That's the niche that we are choosing currently, that you cannot source from your big guys, the big distributors, because it's small volume and too expensive for them. And we will service those 3 or 4 products to you, and we are asking you to order it through the platform. This is how we start the engine, and then we will go with online marketing to bring in the clients.
So it's finding the buyers first and then going and finding the suppliers for them?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So my question is related to your acquisition strategy. I don't have clarity on how are you going to acquire your buyers, so the restaurants and the different SMEs, because this market is very granulated and fragmented. So how are you going to build fast this demand community?
We are imagining 2 phases. One is the starting the engine phase, when we are directly targeting niche restaurants. Let's say hipster, Italian, vegan, vegetarian, and this is where we are trying to supply those specialty niche products for them. And today this is a manual work because we started 2 months ago with this process. Once we are over this, we want to use actually online advertising in the B2B space to drive the message, only at the same time geographically in a limited circle, which is Poland and Hungary for the same time.
We have time for a few more questions, I think.
Yeah, actually, I have another question. What prevents existing distribution model to jump and copy your proposition?
It's a very good question. On one hand, nothing. On the other hand, there is this phenomenon which is called we are too busy with our current business model. So if we are looking at the traditional distributors, they are doing very well with what they do, but they don't have the capacities and the will for the time being to jump into this business. What we see is that they know that this is the trend because we are doing lots of interviews with even the competitors who can use us, actually. And this is basically they are too busy maintaining and supplying the network that they run today. And it's too disruptive for them and cannibalizing their business with a too big risk versus just maintaining what they have today.
It's similar to the question that I asked the previous participant, but what's the biggest challenge or what's keeping you awake at night around what you're doing?
That's 2 things. One is to become good enough with client acquisition at this early stage when all the team became now salespeople. And we want to make it as good as possible, and there is a lot to learn in HoReCa and food retail business. That's one challenge. The second challenge will be how we can actually step change from the current 8 people running the business. We are able to run it with 100 clients. How do I step change, and how can I actually jump from 100 clients to 500? Because I will have my own internal limitations. We already see it now as a team, that there will be a certain amount that we as a small company and a small group can handle, no matter how many automations we do with the system.
I think we're good. We'll move on to the next client. Thanks so much
for
your pitch.
He deserves an extra one because he didn't get the applause after the presentation. So another one, please. Pascal, all the way from Harare, Zimbabwe. Agric, 3 minutes, 30 seconds extra.
Sure,
Go.
thank you. Pascal Nyasha from Agric. Our purpose and mission as Agric is to connect farmers to the products, the services that they need to be able to be more productive and more profitable. The problems we are trying to solve are problems of marginalization and exclusion, lack of access to education and training, lack of access to information, and access to services. The solution is an extension platform, an input price monitoring platform, a real-time weather update platform, a communication platform, contract services hiring platform, farmer training platform, precision farming platform, farm management platform, market information portal, market linkages platform, and a mobile wallet. You might be wondering, how does this happen? This is made possible by our innovation, the Agric application, a mobile communicator that enables all this to happen. It works as an instant messenger, also as a market information portal for the farmers, a communication portal, live chatting. Our partners call it the WhatsApp for agriculture. In terms of impact, really, this is a communication from one of our clients that he managed to sell his maize, and that a whole community benefited from our efforts in terms of linking. But that's just one aspect of what we do. The market size that we are trying to address, 530 million people in Africa involved in farming. And in Zimbabwe, 150,000 people are registered as farmers, and currently we have 500 clients that we are working with. Our competition, really at the moment, most is focused on they are using technology which doesn't offer user experience, mostly one way, with limited characters, limited media options, limited payment options. But we as Agric, we are the pioneering social network for farmers. And we have a platform that is inbuilt virality, and that also offers various media options in terms of use. Our team, I'm Pascal, our operations officer, Esther, and Lee Kaliati, people from diverse backgrounds and diverse capacities. Our financial projections and our growth model, we hope to achieve about 5 million users by 2021 using the Agric platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Pascal. Thank you. Anna, we'll start by you.
Okay. My question is, it sounds like your solution does quite a lot. What part of the solution is most used by your farmers?
Sorry?
Your technology that you've created, what piece of that is most used? What part of the solution are they using most?
Okay. Really, it depends on the season. For instance, if it's during the selling seasons, they are mainly receiving market information, and they are also, because there is an inbuilt marketplace, they can see buyers who are posting what they are looking for, and they can also post what they have for sale. If it's the time where they need to transport to the market, they see the listed transporters. If it's during the planting season, they are looking for tractors, people who post their tractors for hire to till their land. If it's during the sales, when after sales, they are able to then receive money through the integrated mobile money, because we realize most of them were actually excluded from the financial, mainstream financial, and in Africa, mobile money is actually, really quite popular. So if it's on a day-to-day basis, they are chatting with themselves, and they are also connecting with the agronomists who are also part of the ecosystem. So it depends on what's happening, in their business at the moment, at that particular moment.
Thank you, Anna. Alberto?
Pascal, 2 questions. Maybe I didn't get it. How do you make money, and how many paying customers do you have?
Okay, how we make money, it's also a number of ways. Subscription from farmers. Farmers, we realize that where they see value, they pay. Then we also, receive from the mobile money transactions like a commission, a normal transaction fee. Then we also, through the input pricing, we've got the input sellers who post. So we negotiate for group buying, and then we take part of that discount that the farmer, the sellers would have discounted, and able to be able to be competitive. So we've tried to have a diverse, kind of revenue streams from that. And as an app, again, advertising come into place. There are many companies that want to reach farmers, so they post more or less like impressions. Your ad can appear as the farmer is exploring the app. And again, push notifications where you say, I want to target 30,000 farmers. So we simply say 5 cents per ad that is delivered to a farmer. In terms of paying subscriptions, we're 5,000 now, and we charge 50 cents a month to the farmer to be able to, to use the platform. It's quite an affordable, figure, really.
Does it answer your question, Alberto? Yeah? Okay. Adrame?
Actually, I have 2 questions. The first one is related to what they said. You are launching something with many apps inside, so maybe different business models. Are you focusing on one of them particularly or not, or you gonna launch all of them? I mean, if you want to launch all these things, it's going to be very, very challenging for your team, and maybe, yeah. Sometimes it's good to focus on one thing. This is the first question. The second question is, you know your competition, yeah. But what is the barrier you're putting? Because they have SMS messages, text messages, but why tomorrow they will not launch an app like you? And then your value added is just,
okay.
What is your real barrier to get them aware of your business?
Okay, the way we do it is we work through partnerships. We work with farmer unions, and they are our revenue share partners. So what we do is we talk to a farmer union, we structure a revenue share agreement, we bring in the technology, we support them, and then they do the coordination with the farmers. So our agreement with farmer unions are quite long term. And again, because this is not text messaging, it's an application that is interactive. What it does is once, our focus is really on building a community. So once there is a community, you see there's a sticking effect where because there's interaction and value, being transferred between persons. It's like just trying to say I'm going off an instant messenger. Like I asked about our functionality. Really what we ventured to build first was a community of interactivity. And then the other, bits are just information being relayed through that platform. So in essence, Agric, it's an instant messenger, but which has got a dashboard where one can select and then they can get access to particular information. But otherwise, it's a communicator. Yeah.
Okay. Convince Adrame? Okay. Any other burning question?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Can I?
Any other burning question? Just one more, yeah?
Just one more, and I don't know what it's like, but is it hard for farmers to access this? I mean, like the technology and being online, is it hard for them to access it at any point? Or is it easy on their phones to use and have the network?
Okay. The thing about it is, as an instant messenger, it's riding. It's not really, I wouldn't call it an invention. We are riding on technology that farmers are used to. Most farmers are already on social media, so they are already familiar with the kind of technology. In terms of accessing, etc., there are things that we have actually had to build this with. For instance, we knew that data is also somehow, still high. So what we've done is we've built this with some kind of capacity to be able to, be explored offline. So the farmer can, refresh once a day, and then the data is relayed to them. So throughout the whole day, they can actually, even place orders for certain services offline. And then once they refresh, it's delivered to their, and just to add on, what we also realized was, there was need for smartphones. So instead of, as an app, instead of just having an ordinary smartphone, we are researching on a particular smartphone that's ideal for farmers. That will become then the the thing that they use to, for instance, for precision agriculture, because the cameras on our ordinary phones cannot be used for precision agriculture. So we are designing a smartphone that has sensors and cameras that are high resolution. That will then be, you know, also part of the whole solution. But again, the app can be accessed on any other phone.
Thank you, Pascal, for the clarification. Big applause to Pascal. He came all the way from Harare to Budapest, so thanks.
And up next, last but not least, is Daniel Lind, also from Hungary, and his you're also working in Portugal. Yeah. Yes.
I'm Swedish.
And he's Swedish, and he speaks 6 languages, if I'm correct. He's the founder of Let Us Grow. It's an online platform that links farmers to small businesses, and you also have an element of social enterprise that you will explain. Thanks so much.
So hi everybody, my name is Daniel Lind. I'm the founder of Let Us Grow. Let Us Grow is a platform which connects small-scale farmers directly to SMEs and SMEs directly to consumers, all based on proximity. Originally, we started in Portugal, but we've come here to Hungary with the help of Design Terminal in order to launch our project here in Hungary as well. So what is the problem today? The problem today is in Portugal, we have 355,000 small-scale farmers. The situation is very, very similar here in Hungary. We have 280,000 small-scale farmers. Now, why isn't the number higher here in Hungary? Because between the years 2000 and 2010, 350,000 farms, small-scale farms, were shut down because they ran out of business. So the conclusion we can draw from this is that small-scale farming is not profitable anymore. And why is that? Because hypermarkets control over 50% of the retail food market. Not only that, they have a monopoly on the food logistics, and they only pay for goods sold. So if a farmer sells 1 ton to the hypermarket, and they only sell half a ton, the farmer only gets paid for the half ton, and they throw away the other half ton. So, example of the margins that supermarkets have. 20 grams of fresh rucola is sold for €1.20 in the store. They pay about 20 cents to the farmer. In this infographic, you can see where those margins go. Now, since they have a monopoly on the food logistics, when they cater towards SMEs, they have very, very high margins on logistics. So the SME in the end gets 20 cents, the farmer gets 20 cents, and logistics go to 80 cents goes to there. So our solution is that we only take a 5% commission from the farmers, and we take another 5% commission from the SMEs when they sell to the consumers. In total, we get a 15% commission of the profits that are taken. However, during that time, we've increased the profits for small-scale farmers and SMEs 3-4 times. Now, our solution is to create this platform where it's all based on proximity. So you have a maximum of 100 kilometers where you can search and you can find SMEs which need your products if you're a farmer. And if you're an SME which needs supplies, you can find the farmers nearest to you, and you can do a product matchmaking search so you guarantee that they have yours. And through this, we can build sustainable logistics systems, all based on proximity. Now, how do we do that? We do that by trading with food waste and food loss. We go to these producers, retailers, wholesalers, and we buy what they can't sell for waste prices. We take that back to our community kitchens, where we empower underprivileged communities to turn this fruit into long shelf products like juices, jams, palinka, you name it. We then sell down the B2B market, give a fair share back to our communities, and the rest of the profits we use to cover the logistics costs for farmers, so we can provide free or very low cost logistics for our farmers. Our milestone so far is we won a United Nations hackathon and got United Nations recognition. We have a food waste program already running in Lisbon, producing jams. Our marketplace will be launched this fall, and we'll be expanding to Hungary this spring. If we have a 10% store penetration with local farm products in Portugal, in the first year, we're expecting to make €864,000. Now, since we're dealing with small-scale farms and SMEs, we're up against the giants. So these are our competitors. So our team is quite diverse. For the platform, there's 2 of us, me and Turek. Turek is a former director of engineering at Prezi. He's a fantastic developer. The rest of the teams works on the refresh food waste part, where we sell the jams. We're Let Us Grow, and we will make small-scale farming profitable again. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Questions for Daniel?
There's 2 parts to what you do. There's the food waste, and there's the platform. Which is your favorite?
Platform.
Why?
Because through the platform, we can give back profits to small-scale farmers. So the idea is to rebuild local economies. By increasing their profits, they get more money. When they get more money, they can invest that into their business. When they invest that into their business, they're spending in the local economy. They get more money, they spend more money. And by that way, we can rebuild the whole economy of the country slowly by building hubs in villages.
And why are you doing the food waste program?
Because not all small-scale farmers can actually sell their products. So by doing our food waste program, we can actually give them back something for it. And also over a 6-month period, for example, when we can say you wasted this and this much, so you need to decrease your production. And also it's our way right now of approaching farmers. And with this data, we can tell them on our platform, you have direct access to the market, so you can sell more there. And with the combination of these two, we can actually eliminate food waste and increase their sales.
Hi, I'm concerned about two things. Food waste typically doesn't look good. So what makes you think that consumers will buy it? And number two is, what if something goes wrong in the chain? From a liability perspective, how do you handle poison or health issues on the transportation of these fresh products that has been wasted in the farms?
So the platform does not deal in waste. The platform deals only in fresh products. The food waste we deal with on another end. That's with our logistics system. So we collect the food waste from the farmers separately from the platform. And there we have our chef who has 20 years of experience in a kitchen and food safety. And if you tasted our products, unfortunately I couldn't have any with me today, you would not believe they're made from food waste. They're absolutely fantastic. And through that there's also regulations, so we license our products and we test them regularly. Is that satisfactory?
Just partially. So what are, let's say, your security controls in the chain to ensure that the products that you're buying are safe from a consumer perspective?
We stand personally and we sort them out ourselves. I spent hours in the kitchen sorting out moldy from non-moldy. Even when we cut them out, everything's processed by hand. And we have the chef supervising everything, and he has all the certificates and licenses to be able to do that. So we have strict controlling and monitoring on that.
That works for you? Okay, Adrame?
Are you planning to go global?
Yes.
Yes, how? Because you are your business is local. I mean, you work with local farmers, you work with local kitchen communities, etc. How are you going to go global? And there are challenges on that.
That's why we're here in Hungary, to prove that we can. So the idea is that in each country we set up an entity that is registered in that company that boosts that local economy. So we pay our taxes in that country and we build the local economy through that. For exportation, our interest is not there. For exportation, we have partners like Supli, who can export the products for us, because we want to strengthen the farmers and SMEs on the local market so they're strong there, so they can be even stronger in their export business.
Yeah, but countries are different cultures, different infrastructure, and every country is unique. How are you going to replicate the model which could work here, but not in France, maybe not in Africa? I mean,
actually, in France, you have two platforms like this running, one called La Ruche qui dit oui, and the other one, Ferme d'Avenir. And they've gained power, so they're in parliament now even. For Southern Europe, the situation looks almost exactly the same in each country. The platform is made with a copy-paste model, so you just have to translate the platform and you launch and you work with local communities. The same thing goes for Africa as well, and that was what I had in mind, that the platform is very simple to use and it's very easy to launch. So when we launch, it's just going to be me and my developer that are going to be handling the platform, because we just need to register farmers and then everything's automated through the platform, because their sales are done through that. Then through Refresh we need to organize logistics. So the only thing that's a headache when we move to another country is if they don't have food waste, we have to find a logistics partner.
Maybe we have time for one more question if anyone has it. Otherwise, we'll get to the Facebook. Okay, Anna?
I was a little bit concerned by what you just said, where you said it just took two of you to get set up. What about the marketing and the comms and the customer support and all of that on the ground in local situations?
So the marketing, what we're doing there, instead of doing actual outwards marketing, like in Portugal, we've already been on TV 4 times. We have a meeting with the president later on next week. So what we're doing is we're making strategic partnerships with one association called the Young Agricultural Association of Portugal, where we know they have digital users, and they have a lot of them, and they have an interest in this. And we partner with SME associations as well that have the same thing. So we go after the hubs that already have these people in there and who have their trust, because farmers are very, very hard to convince if you're not going through a channel that trusts them. So I can go to a farmer all I want and tell them all I want, and they'll say, you and 10 other guys that were here yesterday. But if there's an entity that they trust, That's how we get them onto the platform. So we're already building those relationships. We also have a meeting with the FAO when I get back to Lisbon as well. And all of this will also be implemented here in Hungary as well.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Actually, that's our fourth and final competitor. Big hand for everybody. We do have time for a couple of Facebook Live questions that we've been receiving. So we have one for Pascal from Luisa Casero in Geneva. The question is, are there experts on your platform? And if there are, what kind of experts are they? And do they help the people who are working on your platform?
Pardon? The experts are?
Yes, any kind of experts, like technical experts who might be working with you on your platform for the people who are using that service.
Okay, that's the reason why we work with farmer unions, because they already have agronomists, you know, that they work with. So now they become, you know, the resource persons. Like for instance, in Zimbabwe, where we have an MOU with the Zimbabwe Farmers Union, they have an agronomist in every district. So when a farmer is creating their profile on the platform, they specify their district. Also, when an agronomist is creating his or her own profile on the platform, he or she also puts the district they are from. So what happens now is whatever then the farmer is asking, it goes directly to the person who understands that particular district. So our partnerships with you know, farmer unions provide that kind of technical aspects, you know, to the farmer.
Excellent. So technical expertise that's shared directly with the farmers.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much.
Okay.
And we have a second question also from Geneva coming from our very own Evelyn Seltier at ITC. She is asking for Jolt, what is the risk of linking directly to buyers, especially if they might not have the scope to deal with the sudden amount of work that they have to do?
Can you repeat the second part, please?
Sure. What is the risk of linking the producers directly with the buyers in case they don't have the scope to actually produce for big demand?
Well, that's a risk itself. So what we are doing is there is a minimum order quantity and the maximum order quantity that the producer can set up in the system, and the buyer will see this one. So we want to prevent losses of business due to not knowing the capacities, and when an order comes, we confirm the order quantity with the seller, and we don't want virtual out of stock. So we are doing this to avoid such misalignments, actually. So it's built into the system, actually.
Great. Thank you both so much.
Thank you for the question.
I think that's all for the questions. David, I hand it over to you.
I think we're getting to the end.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the pitchers. Again, big applause to them. Did a great job. Congratulations to the judges as well. Thanks for being tough, but not that much. It was okay. And thanks again to the partners of this competition, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Hungary. Of course, our colleague from the Innovation Lab at ITC, Impact Hub Geneva Accelerate 2030, and Design Terminal in Budapest that supported this competition. So again, the winner will be announced later this evening at the gala dinner. And the judges will now have a debate, maybe overnight. No, we have a dinner, so you have to come up with a name at the end. Huh? So thanks again for your attention. There's more after. Susanna,
yes.
I'll leave you with a teaser.
Exactly. So for the next session, we're going to be having one on expanding digital trade. So just to head into that session, we're going to have a video clip showing in a very practical way how small and medium-sized enterprises can get their products online. So it's a very practical tool heading into the how-to session, which is very practical. So please take a look. This is how to take a product, such as this beaded scarf, and get it online. Step 1, identify the product with a name, reference number, and category, in this case fashion. To reach buyers around the world, look up the internationally recognized harmonized system code for your product. All of this will be stored in the barcode. Step 2, inform the buyer.
The ultimate objective of creating content and having proper customer support, replying on time, is to create trust.
Write a short summary of 30 words that answers why buy this. Then write a longer summary of 300 words on the measurements, where and how to use the product, what it's made of, and how to maintain it.
It is better to create enough content to cater for every specificity cultural specificity. So if you have enough content for the Japanese buyer, then you may have enough content to reduce it for the European buyer or American buyer who are more into the minimalistic approach.
Step 3. Take quality photos from different angles using a white background in a well-lit area. You can buy a photo box, which looks like a large food takeout box, or stretch a white tablecloth on a sofa. Step 4. Create an online profile by uploading the photos, videos, and descriptions on an e-commerce site.
Since you are the producer of this product, nobody else can write better than you.
Step 5. Print a barcode and QR code on Avery.com or a similar website. Finally, remember to provide good customer service even after your product has shipped. Prompt responses and speedy action can turn one-time customers into repeat customers.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been inspiring to see young entrepreneurs setting out to take their ideas global and to becoming a force for good through trade themselves. Technology plays an essential role in their businesses, and with our next session on expanding digital trade, we are continuing this discussion. Now, I invite Dr. Sarah McHugh, Professor for Technology Management Master's Degree Program at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., to moderate the next session. Professor McHugh, the floor is yours. Okay. Please, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, remain seated. We are reorganizing the stage. We're going to start in a couple of seconds.